Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold up a sec. YouTube is telling me that 79.1% of yous that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. What type of sorcery is this? Drag that Stuart Little looking ass across the screen and hit the subscribe button. Take care, see you in the video.
Hello there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are up to episode 8 of Breaking Bad season 4. My name is Elie Moses, a 23-year-old law enforcement student. You've seen your show, shitty shot, baby. And yes, we are here to react to episode 8 titled Hermanos. I cannot wait to see what's in store for us because it seems like Hank and the DEA are kinda onto GUS Fring now if they decide to proceed, sorry, with what Hank proposed at the end of last episode. And it seems like they are going to do that. But the problem is with Hank, it seems like I said at the end of the last episode, whenever he takes one step forward and he's inches closer to discovering something, he doesn't only take one step back, he takes 10 steps back. He just seems to just, find a way to just get so close, yet so far. So I guess we're going to see how things play out. I'm excited to see how things play out. Let's get into the reaction. Let's have some fun with this thing and let's smash it. Let's go.
Are we done? Listen, this attack on my brother-in-law, I don't know what it means.
Oh, we're going back to the hospital scene.
Please. I'm sure they'll be fine. I am told the assassin that survived is gravely injured. It's doubtful he'll live. Now, thank me and shake my hand.
We're going to see something important here.
Thank you. Thank you again. You're quite welcome, Mr. White.
Mexican law enforcement in an attempt to identify the deceased suspects. Both.
Alright, who's rocking up to Tio now? Who's rocking up to Tio now?
The warning call to the DEA agent. Juan Bolsa may have some insight into who placed it. But yesterday, the federales raided his hacienda, and in the confusion, Juan was shot dead. An accident, perhaps.
Convenient.
A mistake made by his own men. At any rate, I thought you should hear from me. This is what comes of blood for blood, Hector. Sangre por sangre.
I remember in the flashbacks with how Tio raised the twins. You can tell right there in that scene that this guy is fuming. And then right there we had blood in the water, blood for blood. But yeah, in that scene with how he raised his kids, you can tell that scene right there with how he raised the twins. We saw in that scene right there with Gus that yeah, he was really, really fuming because you can tell this guy had a foothold or something in the cartel. And yeah, when things don't go his way. Back for a checkup, I see.
I mean, one minute I'm starting a new business. My wife and I are thinking about having kids. Walk into a doctor's office and suddenly, I mean, life as I know it will never...
Excuse me.
Wow, man, let the guy...
Yes, I'm waiting to hear a progress report on that thing we discussed. So call me.
Anyway, so for me, that's been the biggest wake-up call. Letting go, giving up control. And it's like they say, man plans and God laughs.
That is such bullshit.
Excuse me?
Never give up control. Live life on your own terms.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But cancer's cancer, so...
What the hell with your cancer? I've been living with cancer for the better part of a year. Right from the start, it's a death sentence. That's what they keep telling me. Well, guess what? Every life comes with a death sentence. So every few months I come in here for my regular scan, knowing full well that one of these times, hell, maybe even today, I'm going to hear some bad news. But until then...
Maybe a bit of foreshadowing as well.
Who's in charge? Me. That's how I live my life.
The stick together painting. Oh, I love how we began the episode with a similar medium close-up shot of Walt, sort of in the changing room of the PET scan area, and then, or the PET scan lobby, and then as soon as that scene was finished, we transitioned to the next scene, and it cuts to a similar shot, same level as well, with him in the cooking lab. Like, fantastic right there. Different color palette as well surrounding him. Okay, so it is Gus watching him. Okay, I asked that question last episode.
That's why we descale with cool water from the walk-in and not water from the tap, remember? Do it again, please. Pollos Hermanos, or something delicious is always cooking. Yes, detective.
Crazy. Like, Gus has got so much on his hands at the moment that he still has to maintain that sort of facade, that sort of composure and niceties with his customers, despite what's going on outside. And what is going outside is really bad, because now he's got the DEA on his ass potentially, and he's got the cartel who are not making a deal with him, and they're trying to discuss details and discuss terms on their own playing field, not Gus's playing field. It's the cartel that's demanding stuff. So there's so much that Gus has to worry about as well at the same time. And I've always said that him and Walt sort of share similar pathways in a way. They sort of parallel with each other with all the problems that's going on in their lives. And it's only a matter of time before they come across each other again.
I'd like to record this conversation if that's okay.
Of course.
Let's see how Gus is going to get out of this thing.
The DEA is working on an investigation which may overlap with my own, so I've asked them to sit in with us today.
Gus, we all appreciate your coming in here to talk to us, but you have the right to have an attorney present also.
Oh, well, I can't see how that would be necessary. But then again, I have no idea why I'm here.
I said at the beginning of this episode, whenever Hank comes close to something, he would, possibly get one step forward in the eyes of the audience, but then something on later would happen where he could come inches close and take 10 steps back. This could be the situation that sends him 10 steps back potentially. Let's find out.
So you wish to continue?
Please, I'm very anxious to find out what this is all about.
He's already
Sir,
doing
your
the right
fingerprints
things.
were found at a crime scene.
No attorney,
Really?
right words. I'm anxious to see what's
surprising.
this about.
A drug-related homicide. So you knew the victim.
Come on.
15 years ago, I established a chemistry scholarship at UNM. I named it after Maximino Arciniega, a dear friend of mine who died too young. Gail was a recipient of this scholarship.
Here comes the story.
He was perhaps one of 3 dozen. We caught up briefly. He invited me to dinner the following night, and I accepted. It was perhaps a week later where I read about him in the paper. Drug-related, you said?
It's a good possibility.
The paper made no mention of that.
Look at the way Hank is maintaining eye contact with Gus throughout this entire scene right here. These quick cuts to Hank's facial expressions, the way he's analyzing Gus's character right here is absolutely fantastic.
He assumed that it was a random crime.
So after years of no contact, he shows up in your restaurant, remakes your acquaintance, and invites you to dinner?
Yeah, he wanted money.
Gail Bedecker asked you for money?
No, he didn't come right out and say that. He spoke in terms of a vague investment opportunity. But it was my suspicion, yes, as to why he invited me into his home. He was a very, very talented chemist. I was at a fundraiser at Presbyterian Hospital. I was there from 7 to about 10.
Played this perfectly.
Anyone else?
Get the diary out.
Sorry, yeah, just one other thing. Is Gustavo Fring your real name?
Is it my real name?
I know you're a Chilean national, but there are no records of you ever living there.
Really?
I mean, records show that you immigrated to Mexico in 1986, and then a couple years later you were granted an entry visa to the United States. But there's no record of Gustavo Fring ever having existed in Chile, which I find, I don't know, strange.
No, really, it isn't. General Pinochet's government was guilty of a great many sins. First and foremost were its human rights abuses. But it was also notoriously unreliable at keeping records. I'm sure if you keep digging, you'll find me.
He managed to maneuver his way out of that one a little bit.
Okay, I think that's it, Gus. Thank you.
There was a slight hiccup.
That I was of some small help. Gentlemen.
I hope that Gus doesn't target Hank now. Like, just leave the man alone. He's just doing his job. He recovered through a lot. Yo, this man is on a mission. He's on a mission.
I thought his story was credible.
Well, I agree. I think it was a good story.
Good
Still,
story.
Why are we hearing it now? Didn't call you or one of his other cop friends to share his connection with the case or ask about the investigation?
You can't predicate a criminal investigation on a person not making phone calls.
What do you think, Tim?
Well, I want to follow up on the scholarship, the alibi, but my overall impression, I believed him.
Ah! He did the right things.
Nice touch. Bird bath. Hey, Tiger, how's it hanging?
Good to see she spent her money wisely from Jesse.
Yeah, so, very nice. What's the damage? Hey, champ, how's the new school?
Good.
I loved school when I was your age. Seesaws, story time, chasing girls with sticks. Carpe diem, okay?
Okay.
Seize the day, little Tuco.
So, you'll thank Jesse again from both of us.
He looks like Tuco, man. A mini Tuco. I always call him that.
How's he doing?
Shout out, bro.
Jesse? He's good. He's busy.
Oh no, he was in the car. Yes. Launder that money, baby. Hey, she wanted in. She wanted in. She's got to do this stuff.
Plus, it shows our wipe down crew that I will support them if a customer is being.
Just gonna chuck it under the house. That might come to bite you in the ass in the future.
Boss thing.
What about you, Hank? How are you feeling these days?
Yeah, you know.
Before I cut in the middle of Hank's dialogue, which I apologize. There's like the first scene, or like one of the first few scenes I've seen Marie without purple and she's wearing yellow. And every time they do a dinner table scene with this family in this show, it's absolutely fantastic. I remember the early sort of poker game in the beginning of season 1 or season 2. I cannot remember. It was very early on. There was a scene where I think they had a couple poker games, or like there was 1 or 2 family dinner nights which paralleled each other. And then we had the one obviously a couple episodes ago where Walt got a little bit, you know, drunk and they told the story. And we have another one here.
Getting there.
The other day, he had a big powwow with all the DEA muckety mucks.
What was that about?
Nothing. It's dead end.
He won't tell me either. Apparently, it's all very hush hush.
That rose, almost salmon hue, you know?
Hey, Walt.
There's no rock show. Yeah, I had a feeling.
I just said that so Marie wouldn't freak. Take it right here.
I was like, the way Hank was giving instructions before when he said take a right, he wasn't excited or enthusiastic.
Hank, where are we going?
Los Payas Hermanos?
You hungry?
Out here for the chicken. Kill the engine.
Oh, this is gonna be so interesting.
All right. You ready for your mind to be blown?
I'm ready. I'm kicking back. No, what? Why is it cutting out? Why? What is with this streaming service? Stan, come on, get your shit together. What is this? What is this? Come on.
Sure.
Gustavo Fring. He came down to the hospital after the shooting to put up the reward. He sponsors the DEA fun run every year. You met him.
Yeah, the fun run guy. Yeah, the guy. Yeah. What about him?
Well, I suspect. I can't prove it, mind you, but I suspect the man's a drug dealer.
Put on your seatbelts.
Yeah, methamphetamine.
Hold on to your butts.
Honest to God, I really believe that this guy is maybe one of the biggest movers in the Southwest. It made me keep at it. And guess what I find? Chicken Man's fingerprints at Bedeker's murder scene.
Walt was that sort of...
So we bring him in.
You think that Gustavo Fring killed Gail Bedeker?
Oh, yeah, probably not. I mean, these guys use, like a dunce to pull the trigger, right? But his fingerprints being there was enough for us to bring him in.
So you brought him into the police?
Right. He sits down to talk with us. The problem is that he...
What did you ask him? What did he say?
Walt, will you let me finish my story here?
Sorry, I'm just interested.
Walt's getting too caught up in the excitement here that one thing that Walt struggles at, where Gus sort of has the upper edge in my opinion, is maintaining that sort of composure. And Walt has very little experience, he's sort of new to this, but when something pops up where it sort of revolves around his connection to Gus or revolves around his connection to the drug trade, and this is down to Bryan Cranston's fantastic acting as well, you start to see a shift in his facial expressions and mannerisms where he starts to become a little bit, agitated, anxious, his body movements begin to change and things like that. And you notice it. He becomes nervous and you see it in his eye contact. You see it in his sort of head movements. And Gus is really good at maintaining that composure, those two sides, whereas Walt, I think, struggles a little bit in that. And we'll see if he begins to improve with it. But yeah, this is so interesting right here because I feel like they're gonna go in and Gus may be working and he might see Hank and Walt together, and it's just gonna make for an interesting conversation right there.
Okay, he's got an explanation for the fingerprints, all right? He's got an alibi for Gail's murder. I mean, he's got reasons for everything. This guy is terms of endearment convincing.
So he's not guilty?
Yeah, as far as DEA and APD are concerned, he's not. Officially, Fring's not a suspect. But I'm telling you, something deep down says he's my guy. Just gotta prove it.
Racking focus back on Walt. And you see
Hank, why are you telling me this?
I need a favor.
Are we going to rack focus back on Hank? Yep.
What favor?
See that Volvo station wagon over there? I mean, the guy drives a 10-year-old Volvo. It's brilliant. Anyway, listen. What I need for you to do is stick this on it.
Oh, my word.
GPS tracker. Wifey thinks hubby's screwing around on her, but she wants to be sure. Stick this on the car. This part right here. It's a magnet. And see where he goes.
That's something really...
It's known as extra legal, but trust me, it's our little secret.
Oh, Mike!
Okay, here's what you do. You untie your shoelace, and you head toward the restaurant. As you're walking past the car, you look down, oh, hey, darn, my shoe's untied. Okay? Now, when you bend down to tie your shoe, you stick this up into the wheel well. Then you go inside and...
Hank, I don't feel good about this at all.
Look, Walt, I know that this kind of thing is outside your comfort zone.
No, I mean, this is a mistake.
Walt, I need you to help me out here, okay? I mean, this is really important to me. Jesus, just you make me beg you? Come on, just stick it in there.
That's what she said. Sorry. I ruined the moment. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just act normal.
Mike's just chilling there in the car and he's like, well, go on, do it. Come on. I'll just go tell the boss. And Walt obviously can't say that. Hey, he can't say, yo, I know that guy in the car next to us. He works with Gus Fring, because obviously he can't. Oh man, this is so good. It's fantastic. So good. Little does Hank know that someone obviously Mike is in the next car observing these actions.
May I help you?
Finally! We meet again.
Sir, may I help you?
I didn't do it. See, I didn't do it.
Do it. Do it.
This show's fucking
May I help you with your
this show's fucking fantastic. Get out of here, bro. Get out! It's so good, man. It's so good. It's so good, man. Oh, the acting is phenomenal. Get out of here. Get out of here. Stay for the reaction, but get out of here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh. He wants the DEA to track him. He wants them to track him. So, if anything, by him knowing, it will clear him even more.
What the hell is...
Just made sure it was secure.
Hey, where's my soda? Just kidding. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, it's good that Mike has got the stitches showing now. He's got the tape off.
Has nothing. He's operating on pure conjecture, and no one, not one person that he works with, thinks that you are anyone other than an owner of a fast food chain. But if something were to happen to Hank, then that would only draw their attention to you, and therefore,
he knows.
To me as well.
He knows.
We have a mutual interest in resolving this without violence. I will make sure that he discovers nothing.
Imagine the security camera
Jesse!
nodded.
What? Oh, hey, don't wait to be like invited.
What if this is like math or algebra? You add a plus douchebag to a minus douchebag, and you get like 0 douchebags.
I've got some math for you. Hank catching Gus equals Hank catching us.
Bars.
Hank he's relentless. All right, he won't quit.
Yeah, well, he's got nothing, is all I can say.
How would you know that?
Because he's still above ground. Think a dude like Gus would let your boy anywhere near him? He'll break out his box cutter on his sorry gimp ass.
So you haven't even seen him since that time at the diner?
Ooh. The lies.
Okay. All right.
I think Jesse sort of has a
It's got to
respect
be
for Gus
figuring
now.
that we've talked, so you need to tell Mike that you are worried about Hank's investigation, okay? Hank already knows who you are, by the way.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is gonna be Mike.
Anything important?
Oh, man.
Does he have resources?
Just him, his credit card, and his chauffeur, Walter. From what I hear, he'd be committing career suicide if he were to mention you to Merkert again.
So, no warrant for the tracking device on my car?
No. Guy's gone totally maverick. He's Miss Daisy with binoculars. We watch our backs, make sure we don't throw him any bones. He'll never make a case. If he happens to be watching when they make a move,
It could be the perfect storm.
Exactly. I was about to say, I said it, I think, last episode at the beginning of this episode. There's so much things on Walt's plate as well, and there's so many things on Gus's plate now. Or there's so many things going on in their minds. There's so many things they need to comprehend. That one little slip up could cost them. One little slip up could cost them, and that's when I was starting to say and talk about Walt and Gus not being too dissimilar from one another, and that they share very similar paths. And it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with Schrader.
Thank you. I'll be in touch.
His car's never going to leave Los Pollos. What up, Hector?
The cartel has given me its ultimatum, to which I've said no.
Of course.
Gustavo, siéntate, me está poniendo nervioso.
Okay, here we go.
Es un buen plan. Confía en ti mismo, todo va a salir bien.
I love the warm yellow color grading they use with scenes with the cartel. Or scenes in Mexico. So he wasn't the boss, nor is Tio, so there's someone higher than them.
Carne oscura y carne blanca. A mí no me parecen hermanos.
Do I have a feeling that the other brother is going to get shot and taken out, hence the blood in the water in the pool at the beginning of the episode?
Es tan sazonado, es picosito, y no sabe nada al pollo mexicano, ¿no? Que a ustedes los chilenos, a nosotros los mexicanos nos gusta con una buena patada, bien picoso.
This guy looks like a overweight Paulo Costa. If you guys know who he is.
Si tu socio es el chef, ¿quién eres tú? Vamos a ser honestos. No hay nada más que ofrecen. Un plato, un bocadillo, algo por el lado a lo mejor.
Drugs.
¿Sabes por qué? Porque cuando yo mando a mis hombres a su restaurante, ellos regresan no solamente con el pollo, sino regresan endrogados. Metanfetamina. ¿No?
Con todo respeto, don Eladio, yo no soy ni les demuestras.
Can I start calling it that? Metanfetamina.
Tremendo hombre de negocio.
Les di las muestras para que se las dieran a usted, don Eladio.
Ya sé todo lo de la metanfetamina.
Metanfetamina.
Eso es la cocaína para los pobres.
No solo son buenos cocineros, son buenos para hablar pendejadas.
This is where the rift began with the cartel.
No, continúe.
En este momento, usted negocia exclusivamente con cocaína, pero la planta de la coca no crece en México. Usted no es más que un intermediario por los colombianos.
Eso de la química.
Yo estudié en la Universidad de Santiago de Chile, don Eladio. Sí, Gustavo, él pagó por mi educación.
¿Ah, sí?
Tengo 2 licenciaturas, una de bioquímica y otra en ingeniería química.
This is such a
Por
good
la
scene.
misma inversión de capital.
Yo quiero que me digas una cosa. Si tú eres el cocinero, ¿para qué lo necesito a él?
Uh-oh.
Señor.
Tú, businessman, ¿por qué tengo que hacer negocio con un hombre que me falta respeto? Tratando de negocios bajo mis narices, sin pedirme permiso a mí, y que me manipula para hacer esta reunión en frente de mis hombres. ¿Para qué te quiero?
Intención insultarlo.
Don Eladio, Gustavo no lo quiso ofender. Yo conozco a Gustavo como si fuera un hermano. Para mí, este hombre es la persona más leal, más honorable que yo he conocido. Él me salvó del barrio pobre de Santiago. Este hombre me hizo el hombre que soy hoy. Don Eladio Gustavo es un genio y le hará millones de dólares. Solamente deje que su corazón lo perdone por este pequeño error. Por favor. Él es mi compañero, sí. Yo lo necesito. Él es mi compañero. Por favor, se lo...
Fuck, mother. I knew it was coming as well. But it... Oh, the blood leaking out as well. Oh, damn. Oh, Tio deserves everything. Tio deserves everything that Gus...
Míralo. Tú le hiciste eso. Ahora, míralo.
Oh, he has every right to get at the cartel. Every right.
Ya no estás en Chile.
Crazy. Never seen Gus buckle like
Mi
this.
consejo, quédate con los pollos.
But I guess it's made him the man who he is today. Blood leaking, man. Oh, such a fantastic episode. Amazing.
Look at me, Hector. Look at me.
Yeah, see how times have changed? Theo was a prick, man.
Maybe next time.
Wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. What can I say? Just amazing, amazing. Another amazing episode of Breaking Bad. This is my third episode I'm recording in a row, by the way. And it was just levels. It kept getting better, better, and better. And there's so many layers to this show. It's absolutely fantastic. Like, I feel like no matter who this show is dealing with, like, no matter if, for instance, there'll be a couple episodes where maybe Skylar, Hank, or Maria sidelined, or maybe Walt, Jesse are sidelined, it always make up with the character it's dealing with. Like, no matter who it deals with them in absolute perfection. Like, this episode dealing a little bit with Gus's backstory in terms of, like, sort of explaining that little hiccup as well in the DEA interview about Chile and stuff like that. It did it to perfection, and sort of seeing the origins of Los Pollos Hermanos, how it began to be, and how sort of Gus, sort of where his relationship with the cartel started. And yeah, it's interesting to see that where his motive came from and things like that, and what he's going to do now. And it's going to be interesting to see the situation with Hank as well and how he deals with it, because Mike was right. Mike was definitely right. What if we deal with the cartel and at the same time Hank is onto us and then bam, we're caught? Because Hank is sort of on his last straw as well in terms of, like, one more thing to the DEA and they're going to think this guy's crazy. He's already done something illegal with planning the sort of the tracking on Gus's car. So going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. This is absolutely fantastic. And also they're sort of teasing something with Jesse and Walt's relationship, and sort of Jesse respecting that loyalty with Gus and Mike as well, and sort of in terms of, like, whatever happens with them, no one else knows, not even Walt. And it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and who these allegiances and loyalty sort of, or who like in the end, who's going to be loyal to who? Where do these allegiances lie in the end? And it's going to be interesting to see, and I cannot wait to see how it plays out. That was an absolutely fantastic episode. As always, been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.